What is going on, my friends? Today I'm showing you a 6'11 build that can do it all in NBA 2K26. After I posted a build video for a 6'10 I was thinking about making, most of the comments in that video were saying, look at a 6'11, try a 6'11, wait till you see a 6'11. So here we are, and you guys were right. The 6'11 build height this year is unreal. I'm going to show you the way that I would make my 6'11. Again, this is something I'm considering making, excuse me. It's either going to be a 6'10, 6'11. I'm also going to make a new Pro-Am 6'8 guard build that I posted a few days ago, so stay tuned for that. But I know you guys are more into probably like the 2s, the 3s, you know, the rec, all that good stuff that's a little bit more common with every common gamer in 2K26. So I'm going to show you guys this build today. Again, I'm showing you the way that I would make it, right? You can use this as a template. I'm not saying that this is the best way to do it. I'm just showing you guys what I think I want to make. All right, starting off with the physicals. Kind of absurd physicals considering that you're a 6'11. I'm going to have a 77 speed, 73 agility, 75 strength, and an 88 vertical. Off the rip, we're going to have pogo stick on legend. I do think because I don't have as much rebound, I am going to want to have, a little bit more vertical. And being 6'11, eventually I could get this up to an unbelievable 90 overall, which would just be stupid. But, excuse me, I want to just do 88 just so I can get the pogo stick on legend. I really want to try that badge at the legend level. Last year I was a massive believer in vertical, especially for the shorter builds that don't have access to getting as good of rebound as some of these bigger builds. And I'm going to test that out this year, especially with this build. I think it'd be a good measuring stick. I'm only going to have an 80 D board and a 70 O board. I do have rebound chaser on silver, so I could +2 that to Hall of Fame, maybe to gold. Same thing with box out beast. Not too sure what I want to do with the badge elevators, but we'll talk about that towards the end of the video. But I think the 88 vertical is definitely going to help me with my rebound. 6'11 wingspan as well. I mean, very, very good. You got to keep in mind too that when I'm showing you guys this build today, I'm making this to be a guard. If you've watched any of my 7-4 videos, whether it was the build or any gameplay, whether it's Pro-Am or Rec or whatever, I made that 7-4 to be a guard, which doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of things, but trust, I'm doing the same thing with this. You're going to be a big guard. I've gotten used to playing defense on these kind of guards, or I guess forwards, guard forwards, and I've really enjoyed it. This is the most fun I've had in 2K in a while, simply because I'm a big old dribbler. Let's talk about defense. You're going to have a 74 interior. You're going to have a 71 interior, which gives us 71 perimeter, which gives us access to challenger. Can't get stuff like on-ball menace or pick dodger because we're too tall, but we do get immovable on bronze, which I think will help us a lot. Walling up defenders especially. You could potentially be heavier if you don't value the speed with ball, but I'll talk about that in a second. Not going to touch the steal. Every build I've had so far this year has around a 60 steal. And if you have a 60 steal and you try to, do too much with it, you will just take yourself out of the play. So I'm thinking with this build, I'm just going to be very, very smart and cautious with the way that I go for steals and just play solid defense. I'm 6'11", 77 speed and 73 agility. So, I'm a quick 6'11". This is like a Kevin Durant build, really. Even though the thumbnail will probably have like AD on it or something like that. And then my block is going to be 88. I'm absolutely in love with block this year. High flying denier, you're going to get on gold. Paint patroller, you're going to get on silver. I really wanted to get a 93 block, but I want to be able to shoot. Like I've said before in any of my build videos that you guys have seen, whether it was this year, last year, or 2K24, I'm a shooter. I always want to be able to shoot really well. 2K can do whatever they want to the game. Shooting is still going to be the most important thing in 2K, just like in real basketball. If you can't shoot, you probably won't play. So no insides over here. I ain't going to show you guys any insides this year probably. There's just no reason to. Shooting is it's just easy. It's just easy to shoot this year. So I want to be able to do that. So because I want to do that, I have a short wingspan. Because I have a short wingspan, 88 block is the best it's going to get over here. But Nonetheless, love high block this year, especially to be able to get high flying denier with an 88 vertical. Boys, we got to think that that's just like unbelievably cracked and broken. We have to think that, right? So the more I talk about this build, the more I kind of want to make it. Let's go over to playmaking. All right, we're only going to have a 71 pass for now. I'm not sure what the cap breakers look like in the grand scheme of things. That is the big thing with this build, is that there's nothing glitchy I'm doing with cap breakers, unfortunately. Maybe except for my layup, which I'll talk about in a bit, but I'm not getting any, you know, +4, 5, or 6 with, you know, any sort of cap breaker. Everything is like mostly +1s and stuff. But 71 pass, 75 ball handle, and a 68 speed with ball. 68 speed with ball gets us lightning launch. I'm not good at this game, so any bit of help I can get with dribbling, I'm gonna take. That's why we're going into a 75. You know, you could maybe go 73 and just go for the strong handle, or if you don't even believe in strong handle, you can go 71 and get the handles for days to bronze. I think that we're going to start getting more and more, you know, animations at the 75 ball handle level that are very, very good. So I want to have access to that, you know, down the road. You know, I'm planning to use this build all year if I make it. So I think I'm just preparing myself for anything. You know, you could do playmaking, build specialization with this and just, you know, focus on handles for days or lightning launch. I've been dribbling enough with my 7-4 recently that I don't get crazy tired, just because I know how I'm trying to attack with a bigger build. I know what moves I can combo up without using too much of my adrenaline, you know. So handles for days, and I don't have handles for days on my 7-4, so having it now I think will help a lot. I may not touch it at all, but definitely hoping to get gold lightning launch on a 6'11", which is pretty cracked, to be honest with you. Obviously with the 71 pass, you know, I'm designing this more for park probably. Definitely not pro-am. Definitely not threes. I mean, you could probably play threes, but, you know, I am loving low pass act this year. Maybe this is something I put my cap breakers on down the road. Now, shooting. This is where the build gets really, really glitchy, starting with shooting. I'm planning on doing shooting specialization with this build because I'm going to have an 89-3. I am starting to get more and more of my goals done. I'm almost done with the 5th one, I believe. So then the next one, I got to make like 500 shots, threes or middies. And then I'll get a cap breaker. So once I get a cap breaker, I will up it. I will use it on my 3 to get 90. Now we're getting deep bomber on this build. So that's insane. If I can just double check. You get a sharpshooter, deep bomber, you get a 93 for that. So that's what I'm going to be using my cap breaker on from my specialization. I want to do shooting just because that's the closest that I've gotten done with any specialization. I'm not using my 6'4 as much, so you know what I'm saying. Don't want to do playmaking for this build. Don't want to grind that really at all. And I feel like, you know, with this build, it can get really, really glitchy because if we look at it from a you know, tier perspective, you know, I could maybe do set shot and put that on legend with the +2, and then do limitless with a +1. So I have gold here and I have legend here. Now I can just use a random old tier 2 on shifty, because what else am I going to use it on? Maybe lightning launch, you know, handles for days, and I can just put that on Hall of Fame because that's all the boost I'm going to need when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, shooting those fadeaways. No one's going to contest me at all, so I can just do, you know, the +1 there after I get gold. Sorry if I sound a little crazy right now. Someone just sprayed my window and it scared me. Now, when we do the finishing, this is where it gets very, very interesting, and this is where I'm asking you guys in the comments below to maybe help me out with what I'm trying to do with this build. All right, with the layup, we're going to go up to an 88 layup. This is where I can get glitchy with my cap breakers. I could use 3 cap breakers here and get a 94, I think, layup, 95, 90, 93, which I think at 6'11", I will be reaching over and across anyone that's in front of me. I'm going to be quick enough to get by a big. I'm going to be big enough to just kind of go over the top on a smaller build. So I want to try layup this year. This felt like the build that I could really do it with while still maintaining the, you know what I'm saying, the attributes that I want to use. So let me know if that's something that sounds realistic that I'm trying to do. Dunk, 87. We're going to have posterizer on silver. that is a tier 2 badge, excuse me. That is a tier 2 badge. So I could, you know, down the road, maybe put this to gold, maybe put this to Hall of Fame. Kind of just depends on, you know, where I'm at with my badge plus 1s and badge plus 2s in the seasons moving forward. But I wanted to get contacts on this build too. So I'm also going to have an 88 standing dunk. So when you think about my cap breakers, I have 6 right now. I'll probably chill with the 3-pointer 89 and just let, you know, that next couple build specialization cap breakers roll through and just kind of, you know what I'm saying, go from there. And then let me see right here, 67 I think I have here. 67 we get post up poet on bronze, that's why I did that. But I can get standing contact dunks with 2 cap breakers here. I can use a couple cap breakers here to get physical finisher to gold, layup mixmaster to gold. And then after that, maybe do more vertical, maybe more strength. I really don't know. We can look at it right here, but this is the kind of build I'm thinking about making. You know what I'm saying? 93 layup, 91 3, 87 dunk, 90 standing, 88 block, 88 vertical. This build just looks cracked. I'm gonna let these guys yap in the background for a little bit, but shades of Mobley, John Collins, and Anthony Davis inside out creating eraser. Let's move forward, let these guys yap for a second, but I am curious to get your guys' feedback on this build because I do think that
I need yes men right now. I need you to be
honest. Do think that if there's a bigger build that I want to make next, it might be this one.
Actually, I'm trying to go hoop in the city
shut
for a
up.
little bit.
The 610 I made looks pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of just depends on, you know, what you guys would rather see. Honestly, the next time I go live, this is probably gonna be the build that I make. But let's look at the cap breakers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can get up to a 93 close shot here. I really just need 92 for the gold paint prodigy. Layup 2, 4, 6, 7. I can get up to a 95 here. 1, 2, 90. That's all I need here. 5, 10, 14, 17, 20. I can get up to an 87 here, which I think would get me post up poet to gold. So maybe that's something that I can get glitchy with. Like I said, I could get up to a 90 vertical. 1, 2, nothing special there. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So an 87 midi potentially there as well. 4, 7, 10, 13, 15. 85 pass on this build is possible. So we're talking about bailout there. Steal 17 here. I mean, and then here 17 and 6. 23. Now I can get interceptor if I want it. I could get more perimeter, but don't see what any good that would do for me. So I guess there are some glitchy things that we can do with the build, mostly with our finishing, but you know, that's kind of what the build is looking like. I think you guys were right about 6'11s. I do think statistically 6'11 is the build this year to stop a 7'4. So, you know, if I run into some trouble with these 7'4s, I might have to make a 6'11. Unbelievable build in my opinion. I'm having a lot of fun using these bigger builds. So, you know, there might be a 6'10, 6'11 in my future here soon. So next time I go live, I'll probably make one of these. You guys have been showing a ton of love and support this year, and that's why I'm able to make these builds as often as I am right now, because you guys are showing a ton of support. So I am greatly appreciated for that. I greatly appreciate that. But leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and comment below what is there a glitchy way to use my cap breakers? Like, what do I need to lower to get a plus 20 with 3 cap breakers? You know what I'm saying? I need your guys' help. But until next time, I'll see you then. Goodbye and peace.